Fifth-year senior Taylor Clevinger chose to stay close to home when deciding to run for the University of Richmond. 2 years into her collegiate career, she was told she wouldn't be able to run after being diagnosed with a heart condition. Taylor, you grew up right around this area. What did it mean to you to have the opportunity to come to Richmond and run?
It meant the world to me to be close to my family and friends, and having the support from St. Catherine's was great too, right down the road. And they've come to a bunch of meets of mine, and my family and friends being at Fred Hardy, and just having that cheering section really gets me pumped up and excited before the race, and having their support.
Running puts a lot of stress on anyone's body. You had a different stress on your body your sophomore year. What was it like going through such a, what some people would call like such a hurdle in their collegiate careers?
It was kind of crazy at first because I didn't really know what was going on with my body. At first I thought it was allergies, and then went from that to a cardiologist and an electrophysiologist, and eventually with the heart rate monitor found out what it was. But through all of that, having the support of my family and friends and teammates, I wouldn't have gotten through it without them, that's for sure. But it just added some extra worry in the back of my mind that I wasn't sure when it was going to happen, because it was just super random, and my heart rate would just automatically shoot up, and I didn't know what was going on.
Did you think you'd ever run again?
I mean, that thought never really crossed my mind. Until I went to that one doctor, and he was like, I really don't think you should run competitively again. And I was like, that's not an option. I was like, I'm gonna run again. So I wanted to get a second opinion, and that's when I went with one of my best friend's dad's recommendation for an electrophysiologist, and he was like, oh yeah, we can take care of this for you. So
Taylor's always been a leader and shows up every day with a great attitude and a great outlook. And so for me to watch her struggle in workouts and races to the point where she couldn't complete them, or to the point where she was about to pass out, was scary, because you know that Taylor never backs away from anything. She doesn't fake anything. So when she got to that point where, she'd fall down to the ground and, say, I'm really dizzy, or I can barely feel my legs, that's frightening, because, she just doesn't fake things. It's very real with her.
For a parent to get those phone calls that, I don't know why my heart issue is, keeps coming back, and then to go to the different doctor's appointments, and some doctors couldn't find what the problem was. But to see her as an athlete keep a positive attitude and to come back as strong as she did was just a great accomplishment. And my wife and myself were very proud of her and everything that she's done to get through this obstacle.
I'm sure they didn't want to make me feel nervous about it, and especially my parents. I never saw them get really super nervous about it, because they didn't want me to feel that way.
She is very positive, but when you're used to running at a level and then all of a sudden you don't know if you'll be able to run again, we had to really help boost her up and keep her spirits up, and knowing that you're gonna come back. There's gonna be another chance.
Especially John Moles, he's the mid-distance coach, and he's been with me since high school, and he just knows that if he stays even keel with me, then I will be. And so yeah, he didn't want it to get in my head. He would do anything to change the subject or anything before a race to help me out. So
every single day she showed up with a good attitude, not knowing whether or not she was going to be able to complete the practice or run a good race, but she always ran to the best of her ability. So it was hard at the time, but watching her persevere through it and then bounce back stronger than ever just shows you the type of person that she is.
When I got diagnosed, it was supraventricular tachycardia, which is SVT, most people know it by. And I actually didn't have to get cut open or anything in my heart. They just used catheters to basically fry the cell that was misfiring in my heart, and making it skyrocket. And so through that, basically after surgery, they went through a couple tests through surgery to check my heart rate and see if an episode would happen, and it didn't. So then they were like, okay, I think the surgery worked. And the doctor told me right when I got out, he was like, you could technically, heart-wise, you could run right now, but I took a couple weeks off completely just to let them heal. And after that, just started light training again. And like I was telling you earlier, we would have some workouts where it seemed like I was getting ready to go into an episode and my heart rate would go up, and then it would just like fizzle out. And it was a weird feeling, but it was great that I didn't actually go into an episode.
Despite heart surgery and being sidelined for a little while, the Mechanicsville native and 6-time Atlantic 10 champion will toe the line this weekend at the Fred Hardy Invitational. Did you think, when they told you, Taylor, you need to have heart surgery, did you think that you were going to be standing at that line next weekend, competing in front of your family?
Yeah, I mean, both thoughts went through my mind. But ultimately, I was like, I'm going to be out here again. And when I went to the second doctor, the one I ultimately went with, I was so fortunate that he knew about me and knew that I liked running and competitively for college, and he was like, I can get you back out there. And I was so lucky and fortunate to have this extra 5th year to be able to be out here again and have my family come out and support, and it just really means a lot to me to have this second opportunity to come out post-surgery.